Bitcoin on the weekly chart, we had a potential tweezer top happen last week. See these two wicks right here. Did it close? Well, good news for the bulls is this is not confirmed as of yet. This is more of an indecision candle on the weekly, right? You see the wick on the top, the wick on the bottom, long-legged doji. No big issue there. So, if you're a bull for Bitcoin, wipe your brow. The hard work is done. We did it. All right. If you're a bear, you might be thinking, well, do we still have a chance if we're a bear? Can we still go back down? Of course. This week, maybe we'll see, what is the cause of that, right? We will see how this pans out. We need to watch for the weekly close. Unfortunately for weekly candles, they take some time to form. So 6 days, 10 hours, we'll have a better idea. We could even come down to the 8-week EMA again and test it, 22.5. If we do that, we want to see a bounce, right? That's where our low was last week. We don't want to drop past our previous indecisive candle to remain ultra bullish. So we could wick down to maybe a little bit lower. The 21-week EMA is about where the limit is to remain ultra bullish, and then we'll see where we close. Is this the week that we close above 25K? That's the 200-week EMA in the pink there. That would be a huge win for the bulls, and the bears would start to die off at that point. That is our flip level, the 200-week on any market, stock market, anything you're looking at. The 200-week EMA, if you're below it, you got to lean a little bit more bearish, but we're on the verge of an uptrend, ending the bear market for the past, year plus, and that is the flip level that we need to close above before we can get long-term start to look in the bullish direction. So this week, right, we need to have a strong movement to the upside. Indecisive last week, but you got to give a slight edge to the bulls because of the uptrend the past several weeks before that. We're still fighting. We're still a big battle. No one's really the clear winner yet because the bears would argue we're still under the 200 week. The bulls would argue, look at the last multiple weeks of an uptrend, right? So watch this weekly close. It's just as important as last week, but for the bulls, it's a big win because we did not confirm this as a super bearish tweezer top. So crisis averted there. Now, how about more good news? Well, I got it. The weekly indicators, RSI still in the higher 50s, right? That's where we want to hold above 52. Really, this bounce right here, right? Historically speaking, going back all the way, 2015, you can pull up on the BLX and go back even farther. Anytime Bitcoin RSI on the weekly is above 52, 54, right? You see bullish markets, right? Bullish markets up here, bearish markets below that point, right? You could almost draw it like a perfect line right there. You can see where it bounces, right? And look at this, right? I like to draw zones versus hard lines. But you can really see that really come to kind of right in that area. As long as we're not getting rejected off of that, like we did back in right in this area, right? You don't want to reject off of this zone. You want to hold it and then kind of bounce, right? So we're looking for a rhyme of this right in here, right? It could take some time to develop, right? Could take months, but so far so good. We want to, put in a higher high. So if you see the weekly RSI above 59, then, maybe we're trying to do another history doesn't repeat, but often rhymes. One of these guys, right? That would be great for the bulls. Bears would want to see a close back under 50 for the weekly RSI, okay? So how about more good news? The momentum, stochastic RSI, which is based on the RSI, right? This is your momentum, and we are cranked out. So pedal to the metal still there. MFI, money flow index, right? That is calculated with volume. So you want to see that going up if your price is going up. You want that to confirm your trend, and we still have that. So good to go there. ADX and DI. Bulls still on top. Green are bulls, red are bears. Easy as pie, right? Not a huge power move out of this. I really like the ADX above 25. We're close, but what we'd want to see ideally is a separate, you want to see these continue to diverge, and then you want your ADX to follow the trend and gain power, right? That's ideal for the bulls. Okay, so that is that, ADX, and then one of my favorite indicators of all time, the Fisher Transform. Look how it's still running, right? It looks like the past couple weeks, it's tried to kind of hinge and try to close throughout the week, and then it closes strong and still running Still running parallel. You don't want to see this gap close. When the blue crosses the orange, that's called a trigger. And, if it triggers down, that's a trigger sell. If it triggers up, trigger buy. The last trigger buy was right towards the first of the year, right? And if you would have bought January 1st or 2nd when that confirmed, I mean, look how well you'd been doing, right? That would have told you to buy really around 17K. And, on the weekly, it's a really good one. So if you're not using that, I would say use that. You can just type it in, Fisher Transform. And, great to use on the weekly and daily charts. So hopefully you found something helpful there. Looking at the daily chart, right? If we zoom in a little bit, nice little bounce off of the weekend. We had a little bit of a scare going down to 22.5, but so far so good. What we want to see this week out of these daily candles, we have to see a new high. So we're looking at just above 25 or a close, right? Put on closing prices. Closing right there, our high is 24.8 on the close, right? This line chart puts it on closing, makes it a little bit less noisy for you. So we're looking to maintain this uptrend, right? Here's your low, right? Closing candles are on the bottom, right? We're uptrend. So far, we're good, right? We don't want to put any lower low. That would reverse this trend that we've been in. We do need to make a higher high. So we have to either close above this closing candle right there, this high right here, that closed 24.844, or even the one or the wicks, right? We have to take one of these out. So you could even put a zone up there. Let's do that hard line for the close and a zone for the wick, right? That's what we're looking for maybe this week. Now, does it have to happen or we're dead? No. Right? We could go up here again and then come back and just kind of form this kind of ascending boiling point, if you will. And then maybe going towards this could take a good majority of March before we break out or reject and go back down. If we go back down, you just want to watch for the lows to be taken out. There's your low there. There's your low there. There's your low there. So we have kind of 3 levels to be watching to the downside. And we have, our clear 25K flip level for the upside. So hopefully that helps. And, let me know if you like this video. Thumbs up if you haven't already. And let's get to our quote of the day. I believe that every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. I would agree, Mr. Jefferson. Car of the day, Bugatti Veyron. I'd like to have a couple of these at some point. Who wouldn't? I got some model cars right over there. That's probably all I'll get for the Bugattis. A little bit pricey. You can pick up, these are 10, 20-year-old cars. They're still going for $1 million plus. 1.5. I think I've seen, decent miles on them. That is pretty impressive. The rear on this next one is mind-blowing. Look at this exposed carbon with like the big weave. If you're into carbon fiber or cars at all, you would appreciate that weave right there is spectacular. Pretty sick with the blackout and the black wheels. I would take this spec all day. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching this long if you have. 57 gold stars to you.